Hello, trading has closed on October 16th, 2024. We do our disclaimer first, go over the calls, and then make some predictions. It's my trading plan for Thursday, which is October 17th, 2024. Please remember my calls can be wrong, trade at your own risk. Also, I don't know how futures will open tonight. They haven't opened yet as I'm recording this. Look for the pattern with the early low, which is this. Tomorrow should have the early high. We had a target 58.2930. That's the red line that printed here. That line was resistance, became support. This is a review of what we said. We said that yesterday's pattern was negative. It didn't have to lead to lower prices immediately, but it should lead to lower prices. We also have a target 58.2830 generated by today's action that's here. The same price is also an ultimate target, and that's calling for lower prices. The catch is this is a straight line drop followed by an inside day. When you have a straight line drop with no follow through, especially when it stops right at support, the rules call for a rally the next day. It doesn't mean you have to close higher, but you should trade higher, which is confusing because this rally is just a 61.8% retrace of the drop. It's a perfectly logical place for it to stop, and the close was under all these prior highs, so this rally stopped at resistance from Fibonacci and didn't really accomplish much. So when you get an inside day and it calls for higher prices, you've got mixed signals, and we'll have to use the mixed signals rules. I really would like to see this price print 58.2830. It isn't only a standard target, it's an ultimate target. This is the track record of ultimate targets. We get about 150 ultimate targets a year. So in 22 years plus this year, that's well over 3,400 targets, and only 7 haven't printed. So 7 haven't printed out of well over 3,300 targets. So the odds are overwhelming that at some point we're going to see 58.2830. The catch is ultimate doesn't mean powerful. It's an ultimate weapon. It means ultimate is and ultimately the number prints. And usually you don't have to wait more than a few days, but usually and always aren't the same thing. During the day, MEJT said all these moves were false. They retraced. That's already happened. In the afternoon, we got our ultimate sell signal and the sell signal. But there was also an optional higher target. The system doesn't say which one comes first. Higher target came first. Leaves us with the lower target, 58.2830. You should undercut this low. This sure is a logical place for it to stop, but you really have to undercut this low quickly, or else I'm going to wonder if something else is going on. The ideal situation would be the gap and take this low out, and I just have no guarantee that that's going to happen. We'll have to see how we open tomorrow. Use the mixed signals rules. Commonest thing is a gap and prompt move outside the day's range. The gap is down, and if the gap is any direction, and we trade under the low of the day, I can explain things. Otherwise, I'm not going to have a good plan. Thursday's pattern has the early high regardless of where we open. Typically, it's a rally day with a fine lower high. Failure is a straight line drop. Signals are mixed. It is bullish. Yesterday's straight down day was followed by an inside day, Larry Williams' rule says the lack of follow-through should lead to higher prices printing tomorrow. Doesn't mean we have to close higher, but that's usually what happens with this system. It is bearish we have a lower target. Unless we gap up smartly, rules call for it to print. Just remember, we're in one of these twice-a-year periods where lower targets aren't printing within their preferred time frame, and that makes it harder to use the system. Usually you can have a high degree of confidence you're going to see this within its preferred time frame. And in one of these clusters, you just got to use other forms of technical analysis for confirmation. Today's rebound at the 61, that should be 61.8%. Now it does 61.8% retrace of the drop, so the high was in a logical place for the rebound to end. So if, in capitals, if bears can gap and promptly undercut the low day, the odds increase that yesterday's high, which fell within the Caroline change in trend time frame, will hold. And if it does hold, and you undercut this low, I've got all kinds of lower targets. That hasn't happened yet, and if it doesn't, I just don't have a prediction I can make with confidence. So I'll keep my fingers crossed, but not risking money until I see if we get the follow-through I want. And if we don't, we just have to come up with some other plan. That's the way it goes sometimes. Tomorrow's pattern has a really high. Usually it's a rally. About 20% of the time you get a straight line drop. If you get a straight line drop, I can explain things, particularly if you undercut this fast, but it hasn't happened yet. Until it does, I'm keeping my powder dry. And that's today's call.